Hi, my name is Rob Ingram, and welcome to my channel. It's my 1966 Econoline van behind me, and I was having a big issue with vapor locking and different things, plus my gas tank was just really old and probably has a ton of rust in it, but I'll show you how I fixed it. Now, how I fixed it actually was, it started out, I just wanted to replace the carburetor. And I will put a link to everything that I'm talking about below. Let me open up this other door. So my gas tank is underneath it like everybody else's, and it was having some issues. So what I did was I actually put a Amazon fuel cell in here. Not made by Amazon, of course, but a fuel cell I purchased off of Amazon for another project. And then what I did was, to get rid of the vapor lock issues I was having, I put in this filter. Now, how this system works is basically this. I have an electric fuel pump, so gas comes out of my fuel cell to my electric fuel pump. It is pumped to this filter. This filter has a unique thing, because using the electric fuel pump with a carburetor, you really want to use a fuel regulator. However, I didn't really want to put one in here. So I actually got this fuel filter, which has a return back to the fuel tank. So it actually circulates. It keeps enough pressure for a carburetor, but also circulates back to the tank. That hose over there is actually just a vent going through the floor. But think about it this way. Fuel comes out of here to the electric pump, goes to the fuel filter, and then it pumps to the carburetor. Now, the other thing I did to resolve my issue was I got rid of all rubber under the doghouse. No rubber whatsoever. This is a steel line inside of a thermal sock that's actually a temp sock. It basically just keeps all of the heat from getting, it just absorbs some of the heat or keeps it from getting too hot. So, and then I replaced it with a carburetor. I was going to go with the Holley Sniper unit, like so many have went, and it was just so much mixed out there, between people that loved it and people that hated it. $98, I bought a new carburetor with a manual choke, fixed my issue. I ran brand new steel line straight out my doghouse, out the back, to my fuel filter, and then from my fuel filter down to my pump, out of here. So, not only does this circulation keep me from doing what they call heat soak, in other words, this gets so hot and it will actually just open the needle and suck it in, and then you're sitting there cranking. It alleviated that issue. But also, as this is circulating through, it actually helps keep that fuel cooler. And so there's times where you'll be pumping it and you'll feel this, and this hose will be kind of chilled. So, and I'll put links down to everything, minus these fittings. These fittings, I went to local Napa and they helped me get them, the barb fittings. But the pump, everything you can get off of Amazon, and too easy. Now, the next concept is, am I going to keep this fuel cell here? It has been a plus, simply because I don't have to worry about somebody trying to steal my fuel, because, well, they have to get in my van to do it. And the other thing is that my tank, I'm not sure if it's the greatest tank back there right now. So, ultimately, the other part is, these tanks don't have a return to them. They don't have a fuel return. I'm going to take one of the, nut inserts, a rivet nut inserts, I can't remember what they're called, and I'll put a link to the kit I'm using, that I'm redoing all of them for the doghouse too. It was totally amazing. But I'm going to use that to actually put it in the filler neck for my tank when I finally either A, take my tank off and clean it out and redo it, or B, replace it altogether. But as you know, some parts are hard to find for these things. And a fuel tank that I found shipped to you was like almost $500. And I just don't want to put that money out right now. This works perfectly for me. So anyways, if you have any questions, just link them down below. Hey, so there's a YouTuber out there goes by Super Fast Matt, and I love how he ends all his videos with "Hail the algorithm," because YouTube's an algorithm, and that's how we get our views. So, if you don't mind, hail the algorithm by liking, subscribing, or sharing. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.